The silence of the night held firm, choking out even the lapping of the waves against the ship's hull. A perfect night for thievery. While the ambiguous corsairs slept, a new threat had scaled the side of their moored vessel and stepped onto the deck. Just a quick trip down into the hold to grab what she could before slipping back into the quiet night. She tiptoed down the stairs below deck and was met with a soft chittering in the silence. Soon, 12 figures were illuminated by the electricity surrounding their scaled forms. With a pair of lightning bolts, the would-be thief became nothing more than a corpse as the crew slept soundly.
All right, now I just need you to sit right here.
Right here?
Yep. Lean in and talk into that.
What? This?
Yeah, this right here. Just talk into it.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Is this good?
Yeah, no, we're good.
Who's this?
We'll get to that in a minute. Hello again, everybody. I'm Sam,
I'm Recorder.
and welcome back to Recorder and Sam. And what's washed up in Inundatia today?
Wait, aren't we on Lattice?
Well, the continent is Lattice.
Yeah, he did this last time too. I didn't really understand it, but he wants to roll with it, so...
Okay, so I guess we'll be a little more clear. The city is Lattice.
Uh-huh.
The continent is Lattice.
Uh-huh.
The whole thing we live on is Inundatia.
Right.
I thought this was common knowledge.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a lot of things to wash up.
Yeah, but eventually we'll get to the point where hopefully people are hearing this and we can get stuff from other places. For now, Teddy's just giving me missives about Lattice, so we'll deal with that.
Okay.
This time, specifically on that note, streets are collapsing. And that's super duper not good.
In Lattice?
In Lattice.
These are big streets, right?
Yes.
And they're just collapsing as a whole
Into the sewers.
into the sewers. Is there another monster down there?
Well, that's why we need people to volunteer and actually go check this out.
Fair enough.
I'm aware structural collapses aren't very good. So far, no buildings have gone down.
Okay, that's a plus.
But we're looking to make sure that that doesn't happen.
Right.
And especially with some of our new friends hanging out in the streets, we need to make sure that none of them are hurt as well. We don't need to ruin the business because of something happening like this.
Right. Now, you said the streets are collapsing. Are they following the footpath, I guess, would be the closest analog I have to it? Or is it kind of just like sinkholes here and there, or are whole streets going down at the same time?
The term you're looking for is sidewalk,
Sidewalk.
and they appear to be working a lot like mole holes. It seems like something's digging between the streets and the sewers.
Okay.
And then the street collapses onto the sewers, which can't support that much direct weight, which then buckle under that.
Okay. So it's not, it doesn't appear to be an intelligent anything that is deliberately destroying streets. It's just the weakest point happens to be where the streets are.
Well, it could be something deliberate. We don't know that. That's why we need people to go check this out. Just because an animal's doing it or a monster's doing it doesn't mean it wasn't directed by something.
Okay. That's true.
Unfortunately, in fixing the problems directly like this, when we shoo the animals away, we don't know if anything sent it there.
Right.
And the people volunteering kindly enough to go take care of this might not have the skill set to investigate that.
Right.
It did seem pretty bad, though. Like, a couple of the streets that I tried to go down were blocked off, and I was prevented from selling or trying to get there to sell.
Okay. You're from Lattice?
No. I'm a traveling merchant.
Okay.
I forgot. This is Lenny, by the way, guys.
Oh, hi, Lenny.
It's Leonard, but
Leonard?
Lenny works.
Lenny? Okay, I'll go with Lenny.
I've been called worse.
He's the guy who sold me the music box.
Oh, okay. Did you happen to get that appraised before you sold it? Or
Don't
no?
ask that question. Don't ask that question. Don't do that.
I was curious.
No, don't ask that question.
Okay.
I looked at it. It seemed like a reasonable deal.
Yep,
And
okay.
it was. We're done.
Okay.
So, if you're looking to help us out and figure out what's knocking down these streets, go see Clancy on the second story of Town Hall. He works for the Department of Public Works, and we will get this started. We will start to get this sorted out.
Knocking down streets?
Did I fuck that up? No, I don't know what happened.
How would somebody knock down a street?
Well, it's going further down than it was before.
Wouldn't that be collapsing a street?
Okay, fine. You knew a word better than me. The next order of business is to, I suppose, mention again about those building fires that were happening.
Right.
I don't have much to say on that matter right now. Last I heard, they're being looked into, so hopefully that's going to work out. But short of that, I don't have a whole lot to add into this.
I know last week we talked about it being a potential arsonist. the buildings that have been, I guess, marked, has anything gone missing from them? Like, I know you said there was a bank and a general store, I believe. Did they notice any of their wares or money going missing?
If I had thought about this, I would have stopped and asked them. That would have been a good idea. We could have had a lot more to talk about if I had thought about that before coming out here. Instead, I brought Lenny.
Well, thank you for being here, Lenny.
It wasn't by choice. Why am I here?
We're going to talk to you at some point. Maybe not right now, but at some point we're going to sit down and have a lovely conversation.
Okay.
Now, going back to the fires, are whole buildings going up in smoke, or is it just pieces of buildings?
The last report, it was not the whole building.
Okay.
Nothing has burned to the ground.
Okay.
Things have been charred, chunks have been burnt off, but nothing seems to have completely structurally collapsed.
Okay, because I've been keeping an eye on the skyline coming from the direction in where the city is, and I've noticed small wisps of smoke rising, but I was curious to see if it was whole buildings, trying to judge the distance, but I guess I'm closer to the city than I originally thought.
Maybe I'm bad at this. I thought we were like 10 miles out.
I think you're both wrong.
Okay.
We are not 10 miles out. That was not a 10-mile walk. I would know. I'd be exhausted. And it's a little bit more than a mile or two.
Okay.
We were about halfway there. Like 4.
5 miles, something
Yeah,
like
something
that.
like that.
So I guess that must mean they're still relatively big fires to for me to see the smoke.
I'm more concerned that I'm not making as good time as I thought I was.
So you're walking 5 miles to get to me when you think you're walking 10?
Yeah, that's way slower.
Yeah, that'll take twice as long.
Also, those fires might be something else, so we might want to have to go look into that too. Maybe we have our own news segment we can add in later on.
More buildings have been caught on fire that aren't like stores or banks or anything like that.
Well, what if something's happening out here in the woods too?
Oh, that's true. Just because I saw smoke rising doesn't necessarily mean it came from the city.
There's a lot of potential, and if these fires are small enough, you're not going to see anything.
That's true. So, the people from last time, were they successful in squeezing eggs out of chickens or no?
Oh, the cockatrices.
Cockatrice, okay.
Yeah, they're not chickens. Turns out the chickens were turned into cockatrices, which is a much bigger problem. A few farmers have died.
A few farmers have died from this?
Yes.
Okay.
You don't know what a cockatrice is, do you?
Hold on. I have an issue with that. Chickens don't turn into cockatrices. I heard they are born from a rooster's egg.
Roosters don't lay eggs.
They don't.
Chickens lay eggs. You
But
don't need to confuse him any more than he already is.
Oh.
But that's what I had heard.
And rooster's a male chicken, though, right?
Yes.
But roosters don't lay eggs?
Roosters don't lay eggs.
Okay.
I don't lay eggs.
You're not a chicken.
I'm a male.
You're not a chicken.
To be
Sometimes.
fair, the females don't lay eggs either.
Female chickens lay eggs.
No, I meant of humans. They don't lay eggs.
Have you ever seen that? Can you definitively prove that?
That's fair. I can't.
I'm not the best judge on this.
I'm pretty sure it hasn't happened, though.
Clearly, because you think you squeeze a chicken.
I assume it would work. I mean, if a chicken has eggs in it and you squeeze it hard enough, I assume some of them would come out.
We could also
Maybe
just-
that's not the main method of getting eggs, but I don't see why that wouldn't work.
We could also just break the eggs in the chicken. That's not how it works.
Okay.
Chickens put the eggs out on their own.
Okay.
That's a thing they do on their own. But it seems like the chickens have been turned into cockatrices. Not on their own. It seems like there was some kind of outside doing here.
Okay. Now, what is a cockatrice? Because I only know what one half of that word means.
Which half?
Treece means
I-
quickly.
That's what I thought.
I thought he was going to talk about the other half, but I guess he might
The other half
not.
just means chicken.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Well, this seems like a really good time to get into this next bit. We're going to go with monstrous moments again, this time for cockatrices.
Okay.
Picture a chicken, but instead
A
of
rooster or a chicken?
a chicken,
A chicken.
but instead of bird wings, it has bat wings.
Okay.
Instead of a feathery chicken tail, it has a lizard tail.
All right.
It's got glowing red eyes,
As it would.
and its bite turns you to stone.
Does it have teeth in its beak?
Birds don't have teeth.
Is a cockatrice technically a bird? It has bat wings
And
a lizard tail.
That's a very good point. It doesn't have teeth. I don't think it has teeth. I'm pretty sure it doesn't have teeth. Also, geese have teeth.
I know swans have teeth on their tongue.
That's a terrifying concept, and those aren't even magical animals.
So if a swan has teeth, what's stopping a cockatrice from?
I think the thing that's stopping it is the fact that it's more important that its bite turns you to stone. I don't think the fact whether or not it has teeth do that.
Okay, I will give you that. If you're being turned into stone, is it like immediate, or are you still gonna feel the bite?
I'm pretty sure it's pretty quick.
Okay, then yeah, I guess teeth wouldn't necessarily matter one way or another.
Because even if they did, at that point it's just biting stone.
Do I have anything to worry about?
I'm pretty sure you do.
Really?
I know our anatomies don't match all that well, but I'm pretty sure we're still subject to the same quasi-magical effects.
Okay.
I know some spells work on you that won't work on me. I don't have any metal that I gotta worry about.
That's true.
But if an evil cleric decides he just wants to inflict wounds, you're gonna get as hurt from it as I am.
That's true.
So what I'm picturing from what you've described is a lizard with wings, a beak of some sort, maybe chicken feet. Does it have feathers?
No, you're starting in the wrong place. It's basically a chicken, but with a lizard tail and bat wings. It's really pretty much mostly a chicken, except I guess it doesn't have a whole lot of feathers. It has feathers in a few specific spots, but super duper not on the wings or tail. Those are like the most alien parts of it.
So Lenny, you said earlier that you knew about cockatrices.
Well, I thought I did. Clearly I didn't.
Okay, I was just making sure you weren't lying to us.
He thought they came out of boy eggs.
Right, they come out of female chicken eggs.
No, they come out of cockatrice eggs.
Which came first, the cockatrice or the egg?
Well, the egg has to come first.
But what laid the egg?
The last non-cockatrice. Whatever was the closest thing to a cockatrice to exist would have laid an egg that was its egg at the time, but hatched into a cockatrice.
So it doesn't necessarily have to be a chicken? Because lizards lay eggs.
We're delving further into philosophy than we are into anatomy now. And we can have that conversation if we want, but if we're just talking about cockatrices, crazy stone bite chickens.
I guess that is the more poignant point of cockatrices.
But yeah, we can have that philosophy conversation another time. Point is, these are just crazy birds.
Right.
They sound super terrifying.
That's absolutely true. I've seen them before. They're terrifying. They're a little bit bigger than a chicken, and their bites turn you to stone. There are now dead farmers because of these terrible things.
I will let the crew of the Rosemary know not to go to the farmland.
The Rosemary?
Yes, my ship. Well, the ship I travel on.
Okay.
It's not yours?
No, I just work for the boss. He stays on the ship. He sends us all out.
Oh, well, see, I thought I grabbed the boss. Clearly, I don't know what's happening.
Well, no, there's the captain, and then there's all of us. The captain doesn't need to leave the boat.
See, I thought you were the captain. You were the guy in charge of the shops. I assumed that was you.
No, I'm the first mate.
All right.
So, are we actually talking to Lenny now?
Yes. We're
Okay.
going to actually use our words and talk to the person who's been sitting here fairly quietly for some time now.
So, you are a traveling merchant,
Yes.
but you've recently set up shop in Lattice?
For the time being, we come and go as we see fit.
So you don't have any plans of necessarily staying in the area? You're just here while you're here?
God, no, yeah. We're just going to stay here for a bit, sell what we got, make a few gold, and go back out, travel to a different land, sell more stuff there, buy more stuff,
Okay.
and bring it back here.
Speaking of different land, I actually went out and I went and talked to Chuck.
Oh, that's right. You talked to Chuck.
Yeah, I wandered over to Top Tree and I had him check out the music box we got.
Okay. And what did he have to say?
Not a whole lot. He seemed very interested in it, but I wasn't willing to leave it there with him, so he can't look too deep into it.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to check and see if it was attached to anything bigger and more impressive, but for now, he doesn't really have too much information. He was very interested in it, but I wasn't willing to leave it there with him.
Okay.
I mean, we're using it.
Now, Top Tree, you did mention it last week, so I do remember the name, but where is that located? Is it on the continent of Lattice?
It is on Lattice.
Okay.
Top Tree's on Lattice, on the continent of Lattice anyway, just to the east. It's on the other side of the bay, and I'm pretty sure it's a little further inland.
Okay.
Well, it's a good thing he didn't leave it there. He's a scoundrel.
Who, Chuck?
Yeah.
That is not true. Why would you think that?
He's the worst. He's ripped me off so many times.
That is absolutely not true. He has done nothing but be helpful to me.
Possibly to you, but to me, he has done many wrongs.
What has he done?
Well, I go to sell him some stuff, and he lowballs me.
Okay.
You're saying he lowballs you, but how could you possibly know that at the time? And if you did know that at the time, is he really lowballing you?
And not to add insult to injury, but you may not be the best judge of that.
Why do you say that?
No reason. There is
No.
no reason he says that.
No reason. I'm just making things up now.
Well, to address the point, there was a time that I brought some maps to him.
Okay.
They were of, I guess, the currents. I'm not really well with maps. The navigator does that stuff. And I was told they were worth 10 gold, and he wanted to give me 3.
Okay. Follow up. You're the first mate,
Yes.
and you're not good with maps.
That's
No.
what a navigator does.
I feel like a first mate should still have some knowledge.